Hello, this is CL Chan, and this is take 2 of my episode 13 of my Minecraft Bedrock Survival Progressive Let's Play. And I'm starting off here in Trident instead of Savannah Doer, just to show you some of the things that I've done for round 13. And this gives me a better starting point. So why don't I go ahead and sleep, and we'll go through the usual routine here. This is the forester's residence for the town of Trident. Since we have a grove, we have a forester who harvests the grove, and the forester deserves a place to live. Also defines the size of this village based on the number of professions. We've got a few professions who still need residences, but this round I supplied the forester's residence. Design is very similar to most of the others. This is the first one that this little town has acquired. So, builder and the forester, we need a miner and maybe one or two other residences. I saw somebody with a shiny helmet. Ooh yeah, that's pretty. Can I have your shiny helmet, please? Maybe? Not you. I don't think I got one. It's always worth a try. Anyway, so that happened here. What else do we have? Oh yeah, the farmer had a very sad experience. I took the available supply of wheat seeds and attempted to plant them out in a nice sized wheat farm. And then I came back in the last round and harvested all the wheat and took all the seeds and replanted them. And I think I actually came up one shorter than when I started. Such was the luck of the die, so to speak. So I tried to expand this farm and didn't. So next round I will try it again. Yeah. But on a good note, as you probably saw in the round 12 video, episode 12, I achieved a second trident. It was almost full durability. And so last round I combined the two tridents that the hunter had managed to acquire involuntarily from some drowns into a single full durability trident. And so I officially certified the hunter at Trident as a supplier of tridents, because the only way you can get those is to get them as a mob drop. So good job, hunter. I don't see anybody else with trident, so why don't we just move along. Boat glitch continues to happen on a regular basis, and so I've got a bunch of boats here. I've got one extra boat at every other port, so that I can always keep one on my person, and hopefully there will always be a boat at the port, so a backup. We'll see if that works. So we're going to head off to Ice Bay, and then we'll go to the desert village, which I still haven't named. I tried to get that llama to get in the boat. I even got out of the boat. He wouldn't get in. I'm trying to give the guy a break, but I guess if he wants to be a sea llama, that's his business. He started off right around here, and he's just kind of swimming along. Alright, let's see if I keep my boat. And see, now it's gone. I don't know which I knew what was going on there, but the boat's actually there. So if a drowned was to come up here in this vicinity, he would suddenly disappear, and you could hear him dying. So I'll just take this boat. So I always keep one on my person. And let's just really quickly take a look at the one little thing I did here, which is I built the builder's residence here based on the plan for one of the desert village residences, slightly different blocks. You know, some of the blocks, like the smooth sandstone, require you to smelt, and I'm not being exactly lazy, but I'd call it more practical. So easier block is this cut sandstone and this regular sandstone. So built this up here. So this being the center of town, this fountain, I decided I'd try to build in this direction. I've got plenty of space here, but honestly I should just have a forester, a miner, because we have a mine over there, and we should have a digger actually, because we can quarry sand here. But other than that, I don't think there should be too many more buildings here. We can kind of consider this place finished. You guys got any goodies? Oh, there's a trident wielding dude over there. Let's go get him. I got one trident. How about I work on number 2? Alright. Well, what did I do here? That was kind of a mess. I do not see a trident. And you know what? I think we're going to have to say goodbye to the axolotl. Since we're on 1.18, I think I read that the axolotl now really only spawns above clay in total darkness. So I suspect that's kind of restricted to the new cave system. I did take a look in another world, and those caves are intense. I mean, I think they're pretty awesome. And the landscaping, ooh, good stuff. Now this world should have that, but that's not going to kind of happen until we venture out further from where we've gone so far. That hasn't generated, so spent a lot of, oops, I don't want to go this way. Oh no, I'm about to lose my, oh, I got out of it. Sweet. I want my boat. I got my secret boat. I want this boat. Yeah, so I'm hoping that all this time I've spent on these couple of villages is going to pretty soon give way to doing even further exploration. Every time I do stuff, I try to tune it so that I don't feel like I'm getting bogged down, spending too much time all the time in one spot. It's a tricky balance, but it's part of what I've been working on with this progression that I'm trying to document. So let's go around the corner here. I could, if I wanted to, clear out this river and I could just boat all the way through. That might not be a bad idea. I guess I'm kind of waiting to see how I want to handle the ice as a quarry, right? So getting ice blocks, probably need a silk touch pickaxe, which I'm not there yet. Okay, let's just follow this twisty turny river over to the desert village. Anybody have a good idea for the name of this desert village? Feel free to suggest a name in the comments. Okay, here we are. Now, let's see, keep our boat. Oh yeah, look at that. Amazing. Oh, I just broke my axe on there. Let's punch it to death. Alright, desert village. Where'd you go, boat? There you are. So anyway, that's kind of what it looks like for right now. I think I already added it on a list to kind of turn this into my more of an official port area, which pretty much means I'll just line it with stone and light it up, kind of make it look a little more organized. Yeah, so yeah, since I'm redoing this, I get to explain to you the big project here, which is that I improved the roads. Let's go up to the old center. And actually, the center dropped. Now, if you remember, this was kind of a difficult to scale plateau here, overlooking the river area, which comes off that way. But in order to make this gently sloped roadway worked, I had to actually take the fountain. It's exactly the same place, straight down. So I dug it out, and lowered it so that the road and everything. I'm not sure if I'm explaining this correctly. I wanted to have as few solid cliff faces like this. This is 3 blocks high, which is pretty high. I was trying to avoid that as much as possible. Try to make everything kind of a gradual slope rather than a tall wall. Just my aesthetics. But yeah, so but all of this, you can see the texture difference here between the smooth stone and the regular sand. This is a road. This is generally naturally generated roadway here, and so I tried to make it so that all the roadways, you can move along them without jumping and without encountering a cliff. So let me go ahead and sleep, and then I'll take you around the roads. The roads as vanilla generated, but I fixed them. I fixed them to be navigable. Alright, so heading north from the center of town. Yes, and this building here, which was naturally generated, I designated as the Builder's Residence. Just slapped a sign on there pretty much. Let's see. Come up to this crop area, which has lost all its crops due to past activities of warfare. Let's go this way. This is all part of this. In fact, this kind of bridge here, all these blocks were down in the water, and just lifting off the top layer of blocks off the water revealed an existing riverway. So kind of daylighted that river, and this road just came up to here and stopped. So and I've put in a lot of trees with my typical grove lighting system: a block of dirt, a sapling, a torch. And so we've got plenty of trees going on here. Forester is hard at work. I only put trees where there was a grass block, and I put cactus where there was basically sand. So one of the cool things about and you can put a torch on a sand block like this. One of the cool things about this is you can go wham, slam yourself right into that cactus, no damage. This cactus was on the ground. You'd walk that 1 pixel in further, and you'd get hurt. You could stand right here and harvest that cactus, and only occasionally will the cactus dropped block, actually destroy itself on the existing cactus. But you could, I guess, theoretically harvest the bottom block, and you'll never take damage because that block protects you. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so anyway, that's my lighting system as applied to desert, and this is all roadway, kind of a common area up here. This is currently a dead end, and probably won't expand the town in that direction. If we come back this way, this is my little builder's camp here where I've stored stuff, and I'll come back to that in a moment. And up here we have a roadway that ended here, and I've got my sand moat here, so villagers on the inside and mobs on the outside cannot scale the wall. This is my original cheap wall. You may notice that I have a llama tied up here, and I will talk about that in a moment. Healthy villager. Now this was quite the drop here, so I just took this road and laid it out so that you can just kind of forward key over it, no jumping. You can run up it. Here's our little riverway. Looks like somebody died down there. Yeah, so we'd come full circle back to the center of town to here. Now if we were to do another villager raid here, it would be much easier to get around, defend the town. do that sort of thing. Alright, so that's Desert Village. Talked about the lighting, Builder's Residence. Now, oh good, new music's queuing up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little caravan here. We're gonna show what the llamas are all about. I brought this guy, right? Sneak clicked a chest on him. What we're gonna do is let's go get this stuff and bring it to him. We're gonna transport a couple stacks. A stack of sand and a stack of sandstone from this chest. We call this the export chest. This is the local builder's chest, getting pretty full. In fact, let me do this. Now let's leave this here, smooth sandstone. Yeah, I think we're good. I want to roleplay the trader as someone who can take blocks that are harvested in one site, in this case, this desert village, where I can acquire sand. Endless supplies of sand from the sand quarry. And transport them one stack at a time, or more, multiple stacks, through the use of the llama. Alternately, it could have been a minecart, but the llama is easier early game. So let me grab his leash and let's go for a walk while this music is playing. I guess the music's over, but yeah. So, bring in the llama, bring in some stacks of sandstone from the desert village back to the Savannah Doer. That will allow me to hand the blocks over to the researcher. Can research crafting recipes. See what else we can make with sand. And it's a good example too of how I'm adding a little bit more effort to the game in order to aid the sense of progression. By having to find a suitable place to harvest sand, make it a little more effort in the game. But then the desert becomes uniquely valuable because it's just such an excellent place to gather sand. And you can do it without too greatly ruining the landscape. You can just find the right spot in the desert near your site, take a layer off of sand here and there endlessly, you get all the sand you need. Now, the only price you pay is that you need to get that sand back to your main base, and you just need to take the time to do that. And then it brings the llama in as, hey, what's the llama for? I mean, do I need it? I could carry this sand in my personal inventory. That's not a big deal. But if I make this rule up where I can only transport stacks from place to place by using a llama or a minecart rail system or whatever, then you have progression. Alright, guy. Oh, did I pick up another llama? I think I might have. Oh, I gotta switch here. I can't see what I'm doing. Alright, guys, come on. He's a little bit difficult. I might have to actually leave to get him to come through here. Yeah, you know what? I was afraid of this. This kind of happened before. I'm able to walk him out, but not walk him in. So, I'm going to have to bring him around this way. These double doors with the... I don't know. It's an interesting inconsistency here. But I know he'll come in through the other gate. Just watch what I'm doing here. Over the dangerous pit of nasty mobs. And open the door. He comes right through, and so does his friend. So now I've got another llama. Oop. And I think I lost my connection. Oh, I chucked it on the gate. Okay, now I took it off. Get it back on. Okay, let's go. So where do I deliver this? I should deliver this to here. And now what I should have is a little wood fence post at each community center, because if I need to bring stuff, let me see if I can get in that inventory. Nope. I forget how to access. I thought I would have to sneak, but let me try. No. Let me try just right-clicking. No. Don't make me look it up in the wiki. There we go. Oh my gosh. And then I was stupid. I forgot to actually put it in the llama. Anyway, let's pretend like that didn't happen. Or rather, this did happen. Right? So, he brought the sand and the sandstone. And now... Nope, that's not where I'm going. Click too quick. I'll go into community storage. And let's see, this is our soil chest. Now we already have sand here, but this is a legit sand. Okay, that's a different kind of sand. And some sandstone. And let's make sure that I think we already have, but I'm just gonna, what we should do is once we bring this raw material in, we can then supply that raw material to the researcher in his research lab. And he can research how do you supply it. Well, we know the answer to that. And how do you use it? What recipes can you craft from it? That sort of thing. So anyway, you know, a little bit backwards there, but based on what I've done. But, you know, I'm still working this out. So let's let him off. Wow, it came off like a rubber band, huh? Let's get him back on the line. Let's take him down to Llama Land. Put him away. Yeah, so there you go. It's one of my ideas for how to add depth to Minecraft. Not by waiting for Mojang to add a new feature, but by using a self-limitation as an augmentation of your gameplay. So, you know, I think it's cool. I'm getting get to use the lead. You get to watch those llamas kind of queue up. Come on, llama. You can do it. There you go. And you get to be a real life caravanning dude. Alright. Let's go inside here. Look, everybody wants to race and get in line. Let's see if I can... Everybody in. Come on. Why does he not want to come in here? Come here. There we go. Oh, he doesn't want to come in. No, I've got this guy. I've got a bit of a llama spectacle going on here. Oh. Oh, there we go. Whew. Okay, so he swam in through my gap. I wish you could get these guys to spit at your preferred enemy. Let me that back. Get my sword. Say hello to my... That's a nice hat you're wearing. Can I have it? Can I have it? Please? Oh, thank you. I get the hat. Yay, and I got a hat. Oh, that's another... Oh, there's no... Fire protection unbreaking 2. I'll add it to my... Mostly be... Oh, that's not good. Let's roll. I think I might need to close that gap. What do you think? Okay, I'm gonna come around the back here. This restaurant does happen to have quite a nice little perch for situations like these. Give me a minute to... Oh, did I not get my lead back? I might have to go get my lead. Do I have any arrows? Yes, I do. Yeah, I think I need to close that little mob gap there. Where did he go? I love it when creepers play hide and seek. It's so fun. Oh, there you are. Shoot him right through here. No, no, no. Oh, you didn't. Wow. Now there's a hole. Whoops. Okay. When I review this video, I know what I'm gonna do. I think the days of leaving open the little water things. I mean, if I was ready, that's one thing, but I need to have that as an open and close kind of thing, not just always open. It did give me that nice little opportunity to get that one guy, but I did not handle that creeper very well. So, I don't know. Maybe the problem was me, not that. But, yeah, anyway. I guess I'll have to fix that. And go ahead and do a little of that work right now. Because we should fix our creeper holes. Okay, boy, that's all. I think that was at least all in there like that. We had dirt here. Oh, he took my door. Oh, he was a bad little creeper. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good approximation. We'll definitely have to go fix that. Okay, well, there was that. I delivered a load of sand from the desert village by caravan, and even got an extra llama on the way back, and a creeper surprise. Little fireworks welcoming me back. Yay. Now let's talk about the improvements done here. I think I'll go to sleep so we don't unduly test our let's unduly test our defenses, shall we? I've done so much work on this place. I should be relatively safe in here throughout the night. So, Gardner used bone meal. Bone mealed right in the middle of here repeatedly. And it really didn't take very long for the gardener to get a stack of dandelions. So, we have certified this Savannah Dur this gardener as a supplier of dandelions. So that had made it into the research chests for further research. Now, let's see, what's next on my list? Oh, I'm going to mention that I'm probably going to do a major change up here. Originally, when I had the gardener profession created in response to the recipe discovery of the composter, I thought, well, he should have his own workshop, and then he can have a flower field over here, and then the gardener would also have another little field here and make his or her own bone meal, and then do the flower spawning thing here, like I mentioned just now. But I decided, I realized that the composter is the job site block for the farmer. So properly, each farm should probably have a composter on it. And instead of making a separate farm. And the gardener can just go to a farm, any farm. Melon's a good one though. And obtain bone meal. And bring it back to a flower field. At the flower field, the gardener just right-clicks, uses the bone meal on the ground, picks up all the grass, maybe gets seed drops, gets some flowers, and then can just take that directly to community storage, just like any other raw material collector. Gardener really doesn't need this. Gardener doesn't need their own crop farm for creating compost. It really belongs to the farmer. So I might leave this building here, but I'm probably going to restructure in the next round. I might remove the building to leave this ground available. Keep the flower field, and the gardener will be just another raw material collector and not have its own workshop. The gardener can use the crafter's workshop here, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So anyway, there's that. Let's go see what the rancher was up to. Well, I still have 6 sheep. I have 1 cow. See, I had gotten it up to 6 cows in here, and I lost 5 of them. I think it's again due to Minecraft Realms issues, perhaps. There's a llama over there. I did lose one of my trader llamas. So this is becoming quite the regular thing, and I wonder if it's Realms specific. So it's getting to be a little frustrating. Anyway, yeah, so the rancher really did those things. I forgot another setback here. 1 cow out of 6. The hunter. The hunter, as you might see here, opened a hole into this area. So any mobs that come down this whole cliff face, especially to this side of the waterfall, and they make their way down here, if the sun comes up, then they can run into this darkness, which feeds them into my underground dark spawning chamber here. Theoretically, if this thing was deep enough and dark enough, we should be getting mob spawns in here even in the day, making this a very convenient place to come and get mob drops whenever you want. Probably, oh, I don't know if you can see that on our video. I'm going to invite. These need to be deeper and darker, and I need to continue to explore underground so that all the dark spaces below me are lit up, so that it really forces all the chances for mob spawning to happen right up in here where I want them to in the day. So there's that. There was a pathing issue here where any of the mobs that get caught up on this cliff face and came down this kind of balcony would drop here, and then they could target me and go this way and just enter my base, when I really wanted them was to just go and drop down in here. So I think I have partially corrected that, although I had them want to step here, but this is in the way, so I think I'm gonna need to do something a little different, like this. Maybe let's kind of build this out a little bit. Anyway, so they can come down here now. Come on. I know they'll drop a couple blocks, but I just want the pathing to be, pretty easy. Hopefully they can't path this way, right? They have to come down and get stuck inside of here. So anyway, I fixed that. And that's the work that the hunter did. Now, oh, you know what I noticed was this gate is open. Okay. Now, let's take a look up this way. You might notice that way over here is a new structure. I decided that we had filled in this. Here, a zombie. We filled in this this kind of basin between these two plateau areas, and I had to think about where I was going to expand to next to build the next residence. And I remembered, of course, that we have this lovely upper village area up here, and I had long planned to build a road from down here using these caverns. So that's exactly what I did. It took a while. I used gravel to mark the roadway and cobble half slabs. And now we can quite comfortably, and with well-lit conditions, arrow key forward right up through this cavern. And reach the upper village. Yep, I got that done. It's a project I talked about a long ways back. Pretty early in the video series. I also planted an Acacia Grove to light up this as of yet undeveloped area, although someone has done some interesting something here. I've got a stone wall. I've got a little bit of cobble here, so we have a 2-block high drop, so nothing can kind of come up on that side. And this goes across the width of the plateau to here. And yeah, so we've got pretty well lit up here. There's probably a few spots where mobs can spawn. I've got it all, 2-block tall radius around the edge of this platform. And so yeah, more trees, oak over here. And I built the Woodworkers Residence. Woodworker, another profession. I'll explain in a bit. Yeah, so here we are looking down on our village. The original village here, some of the original structures up here, and now we're finally connected with a official road system. The bottom, all the way up to the top. So that's a nice milestone, I think. Now I've got some room up here to continue to add villager buildings. And when we finally get some villagers to repopulate up here, we can actually bring some up here. Maybe they'll stay here, maybe they won't. We'll have to experiment with that. And we have this other method for going up and down, which I do use from time to time. But yeah, this would be, if it was just me on the server, this is kind of the whole concept. I want to keep this type of road, 3 blocks wide, as the street system in a village. All the structures should be connected to each other with such a road. And we should have that. And yeah, it's a pattern that gives me a little extra work to do. But it's part of the system that I've created to do a step-by-step little mini builds that are going to add up to a mega build. And as you can see, there's a lot going on here. So the more that we do, the more professions that I create, the more residences, the more workshops. We're going to have quite the place, and we already do, to be honest. I think we've got a pretty nice situation here. Alright, so let's take a look at the last couple of things. Head back down our street. missed a little of the music, talked over it. It's alright. Alright, so, well, we were at the restaurant here and we had a angry customer. But I decided, as on a humorous note, I'm going to add a couple of delicacies. I actually opened up the chimney here and put a couple of furnaces on either side of the smoker. But I have become the hunter of Savannah Doer, as an official supplier of the spider eye and the rotten flesh, and they are edibles. So I decided that it was appropriate to stock those at the cafeteria here. So they are delicacies. Eat at your own risk. I'm sure there's a sign around here somewhere that says that. And yeah. So these are the foods that we can officially supply. The hunter supplies these mob drops. The farmer supplies melon slices, and we just sell those hot and fresh. Fresh here at the restaurant. And we also, Savannah Doer is an official supplier of wheat, and from wheat the chef can craft bread. So there's the chef's kitchen. Chef's supply chest. Let's just put this in here. And there's no wheat. It all was made into bread. But yeah, I could throw. When the chef was ready to make more bread, I'd go over to the wheat farm right over here, right over there. Harvest the full set, replant, bring all that wheat back to this chest, and then take that wheat and craft it on the crafting table into as many loaves as I can. And then place loaves into here. So that's the logistics, right? You have to have a wheat farm before you can have a bread. If you want to eat bread, you have to go to the chef's restaurant and get some bread. So that's two professions: the farmer for the wheat, the chef who crafts raw materials, raw ingredients into edibles and offers them. So, alright, what do we got? Trader talked about the caravan. We did the caravan, sort of. Now the crafter's workshop. So in the original take of this this episode, I had forgotten to go up here, and also the crafter's workshop was not up to the new procedure. I renamed the builder's workshop to the crafter's workshop, because the crafter's workshop is a workshop where a lot of different professions that craft on the crafting table all come to do their work. So it's a shared resource, right? Let's take a look at what professions come here to do their crafting. First of all, this is the crafter's area. So this is the crafting table. That's the crafting machine of the crafter's workshop. These are all the raw materials and excess products that have been produced here at this crafting workshop. But over here, and continuing over here, are what I call the showroom catalogs of each of the professions. We have the woodworker, the toolsmith, the weaponsmith, the stonemason, the coal worker, the copper worker, and finally the iron worker. These professions have been created by virtue of the fact that these are crafters, that recipes have been discovered, that these professions are the ones who supply that. So let's take a look. The woodworker crafts the forester's logs into other objects. These are all entirely wood-based products with the exception of the loom. The woodworker can take hunter mob drops and also craft items. Oak wood, the oak log, and the acacia log are the two raw materials supplied at Savannah Doer. These are technically created by axe click, but yeah, so the boat, all these things. These are pure wood craftables. So that documents the woodworker. The woodworker gets a residence, as you saw up there, the new house up on the hill. Next we have the toolsmith. The toolsmith is a vanilla profession. The toolsmith is responsible for crafting the tools. We have the wood and now the stone tier. In addition to using string and wood, the toolsmith can craft fishing rods. The weaponsmith. The bow, the stone sword, and the wooden sword. Those are the craftables of the weaponsmith. The stonemason. Instead of the stone worker, the stonemason is actually the name of the profession in Bedrock. These are all stone craftables. Stone is a higher tier, so the lever is a craftable currently of the stonemason. The coal worker, block of coal, the campfire. The coal itself is a raw material, and the torch. These are the things the coal worker crafts. Copper worker. So far, it's just a block of raw copper. But there are going to be many other interesting blocks that have recently been added to the game that I will discover. The researcher will discover the crafting recipes for, and they will be added here. And finally, the iron worker. Like the copper worker, currently one block. Now, there will be a separate facility for the furnace called the smeltery, and all the smelting will take place there, and different professions will operate there. But the copper worker may get the copper ingot back from the smelter and do further crafting here. So in this way, I'm using this build to document all the things, all the materials, and all of the cool things that you can craft in Minecraft. And it's a record of how far I've progressed with this progression system. I'm on wood, stone tiered tools, and very soon I will be on iron. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. This is the last thing I wanted to show. And I hope you're understanding more and more how this progressive long play is meant to work. How do you take joy from doing the easy things first and just allowing yourself to move step by step until you've done all the things. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.